Hello, this is Timothy Perfect from Twocanoes Software, and this is a short video to show you how to create a external USB flash drive to boot Windows. Boot the Windows installer, then open up a command prompt to do maintenance on your boot camp partition, inject drivers, whatever kind of maintenance you need to do. So the three things you need. First, you need to have a USB flash drive. I got a 64 gig USB flash drive that I have here. I formatted as exFAT. I'll show you that in a second. You need an ISO of Windows 10, the installer. I usually grab the latest one, but pretty much any of them will do. And then the Windows support software that you use Boot Camp Assistant to download. So the first is preparing the flash drive. So what we'll do is we'll go to Utilities and open up Disk Utility. And from there, I'll go up to the View menu and make sure it says Show All Devices. Select the top level of the external drive and click Erase and give it a name. We'll call that External Win. We'll make sure that it's exFAT because it supports larger files, and then GUID partition map. Click on Erase. After that, it prepares the drive, so now we're ready to copy files to it. So in order to get the files, first thing that we need to do is get the Windows support. So to do that, open up Boot Camp Assistant and go to the Action menu and say Download Windows Support Software, and then we'll save it to the desktop. I've already done it, so I don't need to do it again. Once that's done downloaded, you download the Microsoft ISO or Windows 10 ISO from Microsoft, and we'll double click on it and we'll mount it. And you can see it mounted this ISO on the desktop. So the rest of the operation is pretty easy. From the ISO, you just copy all the files, or just highlight all the files and drag it over to the external drive. And then the Windows support software, you'll select this, all the contents, and drag it over to that external drive as well. And once that's done copying, we'll take this, plug it into the Mac that we're going to be booting, we want to boot Windows externally from, and continue that there. So let's go over to that other Mac and start that operation. Okay, now that we have the external drive created, we have to allow external booting, since this is one of the new T2 coprocessor Macs. It's the new Mac Mini. If you don't have a newer Mac that has the secure boot, you don't need to worry about this step, but let me show this. So I'll restart the Mac and I'll boot into recovery mode by holding Command R. And we'll go into security startup utility, and then we will disable external booting. We'll enable we'll enable external booting. Okay, now that it's booted into the recovery partition, I shall go up into the library, the utilities menu, and choose startup security utility. And once you go into here, you'll notice that you have an option for external booting for disallow booting from external media or allow. So I already had that selected, so I've verified that that's correct. And then I will go ahead and restart, holding down the Option key. And when it comes to the boot selector menu, I will go ahead and plug in my external drive. Okay, so you see the two internal volumes. So now I'll plug in the external drive. This one's the one that was prepared already. And you'll see a new volume up here, that's EFI. Okay, we'll go ahead and select that. And now that it's selected, it'll boot up into the installer for Windows. We won't actually install Windows, we're just going to get a command prompt from it. Alright, once you see the Windows screen asking you for the language to install, you don't actually click on anything. All you do is press Shift F10. And when you press Shift F10, we now have a command prompt, and we can go ahead and actually inject drivers.